Okay.
Hey everybody, welcome to our Sunday night Zoom call. So excited to have you guys on. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your Sunday night to be on with us tonight. We are super blessed to have our amazing Heather King, Senior Gold Ambassador, come to us and just pour into us and give us wisdom tonight. She's going to talk about mindset and facing your fears. And I think it's something that's really one of the most important things in our business, especially right now. Just to be able to face your fears in this business, I think it's so important. And so Heather knows all about that, and recently went through something. I'm sure she's going to give us her little testimony. And so we're super excited to have Heather on with us tonight just to pour into us. And we're just so appreciative of her and the time she's taken to do this. So you guys get comfortable and we are going to start with Heather. Yay.
Yay. Thanks, Laura. Yeah, guys. So, and what I wanted to do tonight was to share with y'all some things that I have learned. This Plexus journey is a huge blessing, not only for our health and financially, but the friendships that we make through this opportunity, and also the self-development, the things we learn about ourselves and ways to improve ourselves. Those kind of things, you just don't get the opportunity to do all the time. And so that's something I'm super grateful for with this opportunity. And I have learned a lot about myself over the last couple years, and faced some fears and stepped out of my comfort zone. And so I wanted to share that with you guys. And I made a little PowerPoint for y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen and see if I can pull that up for you. Okay. Okay. All right. Hang on. Oh geez. What am I doing? Oh, here it is. Okay, I think I found it. Okay, cool. Oh, let me go to the very beginning. I'm not like the most technologically savvy. Can y'all? Okay, and then I'm gonna start my slideshow. Oh geez, how do y'all know how I start?
Go to slideshows, Heather. Go to slideshow. All the way over here.
Oh, got it. Here we go.
Start.
From beginning.
There you go.
Woohoo! Okay, thank you guys so much. All right, and sorry, my husband was in here, and I'm like, it distracted me. I'm like, I need to focus on y'all. Okay, so we are good. So y'all, yesterday happened to be my 2-year Plexiversary, so that's exciting. I started Plexus in April of 2015, and my whole goal was really just to lose some baby weight after having my son, and you can see in my pictures that I was really successful with that. I honestly don't know when I went silver. I think it was in June. It was within a month or two of joining. I saw results right away, and I started sharing right away. I do remember going gold in November 2015. That was a super exciting month where they had the November to Remember challenge, where you added 8 new team members and 8 new customers, and you could win $1,000 cash. And I was determined to do that and go gold. And I did that on the same night at like 10:45 p.m. on November 31st. Laura was up with me, and it was really exciting evening. And then a few months later, I kept growing my team, kept reaching out to people, sharing about Plexus and the opportunity. And I went senior gold in March of 2016. So guys, now it is April of 2017, and I'm still senior gold. And so I have done a lot of thinking and reflecting over the last couple of months about why is that. And it is such a huge blessing to be senior gold. So I don't want any one of you guys to think that that's not, that I don't appreciate that, because I do. I put the average monthly income on here. And I mean, what this provides my family is basically time freedom. It allows me to I'm able to work less and have more time for my family. And that's worth it. But I think about the dreams and goals I have for my family, and what I want to be able to contribute for other people. And I know that I need to keep moving on. I need to keep growing and challenging myself and growing my team and my business in order to get there. Okay. So anyway, that's a little bit of my story. I also wanted to tell y'all the things that I'm going to share with y'all tonight about facing your fears and mindset are not things that like I've come up with on my own. Okay. A lot of this is stuff that we learned at Sonia Dudley's mindset seminar a few weeks ago. And that was like a really pivotal emotional day for me, as I really recognized some fears that I had. And then since then, I've been figuring out how do I get past that. So anyway, I just wanted to tell y'all I'm not a genius. A lot of this is stuff that I have learned from other people, okay? So like I said, I went into this and wanted to figure out why have I been stuck? And I put that in parentheses because I don't know that I'm stuck. I mean, I keep moving, you know. I have been great at, I'm going to grow my team by 3 to 5 people every single month, and I'm going to keep doing that. I am dedicated to that IPA, and I get that done. And so I haven't been moving forward like I needed to. And I realized a lot of it is because I can't do it by myself, and I need a team who's growing as well. But why didn't I have that? I realized that, of course, it must be something that I don't talk about enough or haven't promoted enough. So it took a lot of reflection and digging deep, and y'all, it can be really scary sometimes to dig deep and go inside, you know, figure out why. It's uncomfortable is really what it is, you know, looking at things, how you want to change and not being able to. So it takes change, and it can be scary, and you're stepping out of your comfort zones, and you're going to be uncomfortable. But the big question is, if you're satisfied getting the same results that you've been getting, and if not, then yeah, and that's how I've been, guys, is that I'm not satisfied with the results that I've been getting. So what do I need to do to change that? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. The dogs are fighting. I think we're okay now. My dog, hang on, give me 2 seconds. Okay, I really apologize. My in-laws' dog is staying with us, and my dog was basically being jealous. So, okay, so really the journey inward, this is from John Maxwell, where he talks about the law of the mirror, and you must see value in yourself and add value to yourself. And to better yourself, you want to be able to attract better people in your life. I think about this opportunity, and like I said, the blessings of our teams. And guys, the people that I surround myself in Plexus have definitely bettered me. The people on our teams and in this Plexus community, if you don't know them very well, get to know them, make friends with them. I mean, these people in our community are just they're amazing prayer warriors, and they love and support and encourage each and every one. I mean, we definitely are one Plexus and love and support one another. And I want to be able to attract people like that to our teams. And also remember, God made you in his image. Never forget that we are daughters and sons of Christ, and that he made us in his image. And the most important thing is, it's not what we are that matters, it's who we think that we are. So always, it all comes down to mindset and what we're thinking. If you put a small value on yourself, rest assured the world will not raise the price. So that is from John Maxwell, The Law of the Mirror. And really think about, what value do you place on yourself? How do you feel about yourself? Do you feel that you're worthy of the blessings that you have in your life? Do you feel confident and strong? Do you notice your strengths? Those kind of things, okay? Because if you don't recognize those things, other people aren't going to either. And what do you want to attract to your team? Do you want to attract people who are bold and confident and, know how to reach out and love others? And so those are things that you need to recognize in yourself and to be able to show others. So I wanted to talk about forgiveness for a minute, because a lot of our fears can stem from past hurts. And, we've all been hurt in different ways. And, a big question, who does it hurt when you carry unforgiveness? Well, of course it hurts you. It doesn't hurt the other person that you're angry with or upset with. And carrying around that unforgiveness, I mean, it's a huge boulder that you're carrying, and it's really freeing to let that go. And it's not always easy because some of the pains that we're dealing with are really difficult. But carrying that around can block blessings from your life. And so, think about, am I getting bitter or am I getting better? What do I need to do to let go? And a lot of it, I think, takes prayer. It takes going to him because it's things that we can't necessarily do on our own, but going to him and asking for that peace. And a lot of times we need to ask him for forgiveness for things that we have done wrong. And then you are therefore, I feel like, and the Bible does say that, like, it's difficult to, or basically, like, you have to make sure that you're right with God and that you have asked forgiveness, and then that allows you to be able to forgive other people. And never forget that God can use your pain for blessings for other people. Positive self-esteem. Okay, and guys, this is something interesting too, because if y'all know me, you may not think that I deal with negative self-esteem, and honestly, like, I don't. I am someone who, I know my self-worth, and I had a great family. I had parents who really encouraged me. I've been successful, in school and good job and work. I work really hard for what I've had, but I'm confident in myself. I'm confident in my abilities, and I'm very confident in my education and knowing what I have. So this still definitely helped me. Okay. Because just because I have overall positive self-esteem doesn't mean that I don't deal with fears and doubts. And that's for everybody. So someone that you see who, like, is gorgeous and has it all together. And I mean, y'all, I'm sure, like, Laura and Melissa are jewels on our team, and I'm sure that they deal with fears as well. Okay. So just because somebody looks like they have it all together doesn't mean that they don't doubt or deal with those sort of things. But your view of yourself is going to determine your behavior and what you portray to other people. I love this where it says one will never outperform their self-image. So basically, whatever you think you can do is what you're going to be able to do. And the value you put on yourself is the value others will put on you. Some things that we learned from Sonia Dudley, especially with as being a leader in Plexus and having a team, it can be helpful to have business hours and valuing your own time. And that way, you value your own time, then your team will value your time as well. And of course, time with your family. There are shareholders in our business. They are the ones who we're doing this for. And so don't sacrifice your why for your why. Okay. So it takes a lot of discipline and time management to do those kind of things, but those are good reminders that I needed. So steps to building your self-esteem, these are huge. Guard your self-talk. So the things that you're telling yourself, listen to what you're telling yourself. A lot of times we talk to ourselves subconsciously and don't even really realize what we're saying, but I want you to really stop and listen. And when you hear yourself saying those negative things, stop it. And you need to reverse it, okay? Don't compare yourself to anyone, okay? We are all different. We all have different strengths and values. We all have different journeys. And all comparing yourself to anyone it doesn't do anything good for you, okay? So keep your blinders on and stay focused on your goals, and don't worry about what anybody else is doing, okay? Now you can, see someone who's doing great and say, okay, I want to learn from them, and I want to see what are they doing that can help me. And so that is fine to do, but to compare yourself and to say, oh, well, I'm not growing as fast as this person. I'm not I don't have as many customers. I didn't go gold as quickly as somebody else did. I don't want you to do those kind of things. You focus on you and your goals and what you can do. Adding value to others. So adding value to others is a really great thing to do, especially when you're not feeling all that positive. It's amazing how serving others can really give you perspective, and it helps you to realize that you do have value and worth. And so anyway, there are times, yeah, if you're feeling down or negative, I really encourage you to figure out, okay, I want you to call somebody, praise somebody, you know, you help someone else feel better, and I promise you it's going to help you feel better. And do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing. Practice a small discipline daily. Celebrate small victories. And guys, we try to do that a lot on our teams, where we celebrate each little small thing you do. I hope that my downline sees that, where I try to celebrate each little thing that you guys do, because I want you to know that I recognize that, and I'm so proud of each of you. And those small discipline daily, like that could be like that you're making your daily time with Christ a priority. You're making sure that you're getting in your Bible reading each day, your prayer each day. It could be that you are committed to writing out your 5-3-1, and you're doing that every day, or that you're committed to posting at least once a day about Plexus. And so whatever that small discipline is, take one thing and do that discipline and do it every day until it's a habit. And then once you've got that habit down, then you can start working on another positive habit. Embracing a positive image for your life. I think that's kind of self-explanatory. And taking responsibility for your life. This one is really hard, because guys, when you are in a position in life, and I find especially in this business where you're not getting the results that you want to start to blame. You want to start to say, look at your upline and, oh, if my upline had done more trainings for me or done more opportunity events for me, well, then I would be a lot further along. You'll look at the company and be like, oh, well, if the back office didn't have this glitch or that glitch, oh, I'd be further along. Or you will look at your downline and say, oh, well, if I only had a business builder, if I only had some business builders, then I would be further along with my journey. And you can't, this is a really like hard pill to swallow, but you can't blame anybody for your results except for yourself, okay? And so that's what I had to look at myself and see, okay, I'm working hard, I'm reaching out to people, I'm continuing to grow my team. However, I'm not growing like I need to. I'm basically spinning my wheels, and I've been spinning my wheels for a year, and I'm doing this event for you guys because I don't want y'all to get into the same rut of spinning your wheels. I want you guys to see results, and really like figuring out what your challenges are and what your fears are is going to help you to be able to look into yourself and figure out what is holding me back and what can I do to help change that. So that's really what this is all about, is taking that responsibility for your success and your results. If you're not where you want to be, what's great is you have an answer for that, okay? You can fix that. And so, but what's not going to work is if you look at other people and start blaming them for why you're not where you want to be, okay? And also decide not to be a victim. You're responsible for your life, and you're responsible for being able to make those changes in your life that you want, okay? Let's see, let me go to the next. Oh, there we go. So leadership, a lot of us on this call, I feel like if you're on this call, you are a leader, because you are committed to, spending some time, and a lot of you are probably already growing your teams. And so leadership really is important. When you are leading your teams, you want to make sure you don't want a bunch of followers. You want a bunch of leaders, okay? And how to do that is you want to empower them. Now, as a yellow, I'm not really good at that, okay? And so what that means is I'm a helper. I like to help other people do things, and I'll end up doing things for other people as opposed to empowering them to do it themselves. I enable versus empower. This is something that I'm working on, and I'm trying to lead by example, but then, push little baby out the nest and, all right, you got this. You can do it on your own, okay? It's good for you so that you don't get burned out. And one thing that I liked that Sonia Dudley shared with us is don't be a yes person all the time. Sometimes people can ask you to do things, and really, with time management and making sure that you have time for other things in your life, you can't do that. But what you can say is, no, I can't do that. But what I can do is blah, blah, blah. And so that's a phrase that I need to remember to use more, because I am a yes person. And I think there's probably some others on the call tonight who are. But it is okay to say no sometimes. I think a lot of you people on my downline know I've been dealing with some family issues lately, and I let everyone know I am still completely committed to this team, and I will not use personal issues in my life as an excuse, and I'm there for them, and I am still very much dedicated to my goals, but I may not be as freely available to them as I used to be. So I might have to tell them no sometimes, and that's okay, because I'm still there, and I can let them know what else I can do for them. And really, like, people who join your team, I think this is a great thought. They're not coming to you to stay the same. And so sometimes you have to remind them of the fact that you started Plexus for XYZ. These were your goals. And, you told me this was important to you, and these were the reasons why, and let them know that I want to help you to meet those goals. And sometimes you have to actually point it out, and that's not comfortable. Like, for me, it's not. I'm such a non-confrontational person, but you can do it in a way that's graceful and loving and letting them know that you care, but still helping to kind of push and encourage them to be able to help meet their goals. So those are my little points on leadership. These are some amazing power questions to ask yourself. And I should have told you guys initially, these are things that you may want to write down, because you may not be able to answer them all right now, but you may want to think afterwards and spend a few minutes actually thinking about these things. These are hard questions, okay? So really to kind of reflect and see, are you meeting your goals that you need to? So am I investing in myself? Am I making healthy choices? Am I taking my products consistently? Am I being a product of the product? Am I doing my own IPA versus managing my team? I struggle with that sometimes, guys. Am I actually getting in my self-development with my reading? I am doing a lot better about that lately, but am I investing in myself? Because what's awesome about Plexus, we're a bunch of people who love to help other people, but a lot of the reason why we started this is because we were at the point where we were neglecting ourselves as moms and caregivers, and we needed to invest in ourselves, okay? So don't forget that. That's one of your reasons why you got started. Don't forget to keep investing in yourself. Am I genuinely interested in others? So are you interested in helping other people, or are you just interested in getting their money, okay? I think, like I said, our Plexus community is pretty amazing, and that we all tend to be very genuine, caring, loving people. I don't think that any of us are out there just for the sale, just for the money. I think that we're out here really trying to help other people, okay? Like I said, this is yellow in me talking. I do have a little bit of red in me, but I feel like in general, most of us are invested and interested in others. Am I a grounded leader? That's a tough one as well. Do I have a balanced life? I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one I need to think about. Am I adding value to my team? And think, guys, like, that's something when I think about these questions, I pray that I am. I like the idea of words are free. So, you don't always have to do an amazing contest and buy all this stuff, prizes for your team. A lot of times people are going to work harder for praises than they are for raises, and words are free. And so it really doesn't take a lot of time and effort, and it means a lot to other people, okay? So think about, are you adding value to your team? And am I staying in my strength zone? And what that means, that's actually not necessarily a bad thing. Like, work on your strengths. Know what you're good at and do it. Keep doing it, okay? That's okay. And am I taking care of today? Y'all, for me, I'm a list maker. I've got like a million things always going on, always to do, and I have to write out my list, or I'll sit down to do something and I can't do a thing because I can't focus or figure out what I need to do, okay? So make your list at the beginning of each day and take care of today. And am I investing my time with the right people? Like I said, with Plexus, I think that we're learning from one another, but we also have to remember with our non-Plexus friends, who are we spending time with? Are they people who are building us up or bringing us down? You want to surround yourself with people who are going to build you up. More questions. Does my team know that I'm all in? And I hope that the answer to this is yes. I hope that each of you can say that for your downline, that your team knows that you are all in, that you are trustworthy, that what you say is true, that what you say is genuine, and that they know that you're here to stay, that you're not going to quit and leave them stranded, that you are here to help them and you're there to help them to meet their goals. And complaining, oops, I misspelled that. But anyway, we all have up and down days, right? We sometimes can ride that little emotional roller coaster of, gosh, this is frustrating. This person said she'd sign up and she didn't. And I've got all these people on the fence and why won't anybody sign up? We do that to ourselves. We have that mindset. And when you start to hear yourself complain, I want you to think about, am I complaining just to complain and vent? Or am I trying to find a solution? And when you complain, I think it's always a great idea to go up. Please don't go down to your downline to complain about things. You want to go up. As uplines, we want to be able to help you to figure that out and to find a solution, okay? But this is a sad truth, but some people's comfort zone is their misery and their negative story. They are not wanting to get out of that comfort zone. They like the attention, I guess, that negative story gets them. And so anyway, that's a sad truth, but some people are that way. So here are some power tips. It doesn't matter how much you know if you're not doing anything with what you know. So I say that because, guys, you can do these trainings and you can read books, and if you don't actually step out of your comfort zone and get into action and do the things that are scary, you're not going to see progress, okay? And always remember, run with your runners. Find out who else out there wants it. And guys, this is another huge thing. You can't watch their mouth. You've got to watch their feet, okay? So a lot of people out there say that they want this, but they're scared and they won't do it. So you've got to watch the people who are doing it, okay? And those are the people you just want to run with. Quit kicking dead horses. That's a tough one. I think a lot of times we hold out hope and we spend a lot of time and energy reaching out to old people who have been involved in our company in the past and have quit for whatever reason. And we want to raise them from the dead and we want to reignite things. And guys, it's not that you don't still love and care about that person and want to be there for them, but you've got to keep going. One thing that I tell myself every day as I'm doing my IPA is the person that's going to get me to Emerald is not on my team yet. Okay, I tell myself that as I'm doing my IPA. And so that keeps me motivated. Or if I need to do my IPA and I haven't done it yet that day, I'm like, okay, Heather, the person who's getting you to Emerald, they're not on your team yet. So you've got to keep going. You've got to keep reaching out and you've got to keep, you've got to keep finding, you got to keep looking, who else could this business benefit? So here we are getting into the meat of what we're going to be talking about tonight, okay? So we talked about the fact that with this opportunity, we have fears and challenges, every single one of us. It doesn't matter if it looks like you've got it all going on. There's still likely, if you're not meeting the goals that you've intended to, you're likely struggling with this, okay? So these are the most common fears. Write them down, and I want you to think about what yours is. Some of you know right off the bat. Some of you need to think about it, okay? Fear of failure. This is super common. I encounter this a lot with people that I've talked to about the business who won't sign up yet. And they tell me, I'm just so afraid I'm afraid I'm going to fail. Some people actually have fear of success. I don't know why, because I mean, it's not a fear of mine. But you know, if you're successful, yeah, your life's going to be different and it's not going to be what you're used to. And I guess some people fear that. Fear of trading security for the unknown. So basically, like, you know, you don't know what your journey is going to be like when you start on this journey, right? And you may be very secure in your situation that is not an ideal situation, but and you're tired of that situation, but at least you know what it is, you know, and so you're secure in that. Fear of what others think. This is a really big one that a lot of people struggle with. Fear of pushing others away. So you're afraid to reach out to people because you're afraid that you're going to turn them off and they're going to think you're salesy, that kind of thing. And you're going to isolate people in your life that you really care a lot about. And fear of being overextended on resources. And this is a legitimate fear, okay? Because, yeah, time's a resource and, you know, energy. I mean, those are things that we expend on our business and they are resources, okay? So objections to some of those fears. This is great. People don't think about you as much as you think that they do. So, you know, as far as being worried about what other people think, really, like, a lot of people aren't sitting and talking about you behind your back. And so they have their own lives to worry about, and they just don't worry about you as much as you think that they do. Another huge one that I think we have all heard is that other people's opinions won't pay your bills. So don't let that deter you. Don't let what other people think deter you from sharing what you need to. And this is where I also wanted to bring up, what is your why? We've talked about that a little bit already. You need to make sure that your why is stronger than the fears that are holding you back. Okay. We've talked about, you need to have a why that makes you cry, and you need to have a why that really drives you and motivates you to step out of that comfort zone and to push past those fears, and to meet those goals that you need to meet. Okay. You want to make sure that you have a strong why. And if you don't, you need to sit down and you need to think about it and reflect and figure out, why are you doing this? And it can be completely different from why you signed up, okay? Like, why I continue to share about Plexus is way different. And there's a lot of different reasons, okay? We all have those. But you need to identify your why, and you need to make sure that that why is so strong, so emotional, that it is going to give you the strength to get past those fears that are holding you back, okay? So you need to become aware of what your fear is, and you need to stop it, and then this next step is turning it around in your mind. So this was a question that Sonia Dudley asked at the event. What are some of your challenges? And these were my answers that were pretty, I think I knew the answers already, but actually sitting and thinking and writing it down was a very emotional process for me. So I worry that I can't get it all done, that I need more time in my day. I worry if I'm doing enough for my team, for my family, for myself. I mean, there's only so much time in a day, and I'm a full-time working mama too, and I have a husband, and I have an amazing team, and I want to give so much to everybody. And sometimes you can feel really spread thin, and you feel like you're doing a little bit for everybody, but you're not doing enough for anybody. These are fears that I have, okay? These are challenges that I deal with mentally that I have to work on. And one of the key for me that I realized, and some of you may have the same fear, but my huge fear was that the reason why I don't think that I have progressed as well in my business as I wanted to. I have a very large team, and it's pretty wide and shallow. It is getting deeper, and I'm so grateful for that. But I have a large team of wholesale buyers and really not a big team of business builders. Now, that is changing, and that's because I'm changing, okay? But it has taken me almost 2 years to get to the point where I could identify this fear that I had and address it and start working through it. And I wanted to do this event for you guys tonight because I don't want it to take you 2 years to figure this out. I want you guys to figure this out now and to be able to run with it and go with it and change and meet your goals and make a difference. And whatever your why is, I want you to realize that. So my huge fear was that others would, I did not share about this business enough. I share about the products. People knew I was passionate about the products. Guys, when I would talk about the financial benefits of Plexus, I would say it in a way that was apologetic. I would like want to skip right past it and almost apologize for the financial blessings that this company has brought my family. I was afraid that people would think that my desire to help them wasn't genuine and that I had selfish ambitions to just earn money for my family, okay? And that has really, really, really held me back, where I have not been bold about sharing about this business opportunity. I have not been bold enough with my new team members in sharing about how they can earn money through this company. I just have not in the past. And like I said, it's something that I'm working on. One thing that really helped, you know, if y'all were at the Sonia Dudley event, y'all saw me crying. Sonia asked me, you know, what has this financial opportunity done for you? And y'all, I mean, it's given me Mondays off. And that might not be a big deal for a lot of people, but it was a really big deal for me. As like I work full time, 5 days a week. I never, ever, ever got to go to anything at my kids' school. Like now, every single Monday, I go and have lunch with my daughter. And like I could never, ever do that before. And I could go on a field trip with her. I could bring her to the book fair. I never got to do those things because I always had to work. And this opportunity is giving my family that much of a cushion. Now, I still work full-time, guys, okay? I still work 4 days a week and probably 35 plus hours. But, I mean, I have that cushion. And it's given me some freedom in my time and my schedule to where I can be there for my family more. And that is why I'm going to continue to do this, because I know my family needs me. And I know these products are helping other people. And you know what? There's other people out there who are struggling financially as well. And Melissa said it a million times. There's more people out there who stay up at night worried about their finances than they do their health. And we have something for them. We have an opportunity for them that can truly change their lives for the better. And so don't forget that. And I've known that, guys. I've known that, but I still had that fear, okay? And it's something that, like I said, I've had to work through. I've had to identify it, and I've really had to focus on that and realize I do have something that other people need that I need to share with them. So we're going to talk about programming. When we talk about programming, that's programming your mind. So programming creates belief. Your belief is going to create your attitude. Your attitude is going to create your feelings. Your feelings will determine your actions, and your actions will create your results, okay? So you have to have that belief. You have to have that positive attitude. And guys, you've got to have the action to get the results that you want. Okay, so now we're going to talk about, once you've identified your fears, you need to replace them, okay? So in order to move forward, the first thing is to identify your fear. And after this, and you may not be able to do it tonight, but this week sometime, I really hope that you guys sit and look and think, is something holding you back from meeting the goals that you want to meet? And if it is, what is it? And then what you're going to do is replace your fears with positive affirmations. We talk about positive affirmations all the time. People think they're hokey and stupid, and but they work. So don't knock it till you try it, okay? You will see the old fears will try to creep back in. And so your positive affirmations are things that you tell yourself. And even if it may not be the case yet, you can tell yourself, I have a team full of business builders, or I have the fastest growing team in Plexus, or I am bold and confident in sharing about this business opportunity. I have something that other people need, and I will tell them confidently about this financial opportunity. whatever it may be, like sit and think about it. There's plenty that you can find and think of. One thing that I really, really like that Sonia Dudley told us about as well was the Repeat It app. And you can go on to the App Store and you can download it, and basically you can tell yourself something into it and you can repeat it to yourself over and over and over again. And it sounds really corny and you're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. It's uncomfortable. I'm talking to myself. But guys, it's programming. It's programming your mind to get past that fear, to tell yourself, you speak it into truth, okay? And it really does work. One thing that Sonia told us too was the fact that, we're all going to eat all this information up, but only 20% of us are actually going to go and do it. So I want to know, are you going to be the 20% that's actually going to go out and do this? You're going to identify your fear. You're going to come up with your positive affirmations that are going to wipe out that fear. And are you going to repeat it? Look at it every day. Tell it to yourself every day, okay? When you do that every day, you're changing your habits. And then you need to stick to those new habits, okay? Old ways won't open new doors. Basically, if you want change in your life, you've got to do something different, okay? So that's a question for you. Are you happy with where you are right now in your business? And if the answer is yes, keep doing what you're doing, okay? If you are not, that's when you need to look and identify, okay, what do I need to do to change? Because my old ways aren't opening these new doors that I need. It got me so far, but I'm not progressing. So I need to look and see, what do I need to change? So change. Here we talk about change your words. So first you change your words with your positive affirmations. That is going to help change your thoughts. That, and of course, will help change your beliefs, what you truly do believe about yourself, okay? The more I tell myself that I'm bold at sharing this opportunity, which guys, I was apologetic telling people about the financial blessings that I've had with Plexus, okay? But I have told myself over and over again that I am bold about this. I'm confident, I'm passionate. I have something that's going to help other people. Do you know, I've told myself that over and over and over again, and guess what? It's so much easier to share with people now. I am being forthright. I'm reaching out to other people about the business opportunity. I'm talking to people about the business. And guys, this is uncomfortable for me. It was so uncomfortable. I did not want to do it. I was very scared of doing it, but I did it. And I'm starting to see results, okay? So you have to keep telling yourself this to change your words, change your thoughts. It's going to change your belief about who you are. You're going to speak those positive affirmations into reality. It's going to change your behavior. You're going to get new results. And guys, it's going to change your destiny, okay? Dream big. Y'all know our comp plan. You know what this opportunity can do for you. So, like stay focused on the prize. Keep your eyes on the prize. Know what you're going for, why you're doing it, and make sure that if you're not getting the results that you want, you got to look and identify, okay, what do I need to do to change that? So you have the power to change your outcome, and it all starts with your words, what you're saying to yourself. And that change is going to require action, and it is going to require you stepping out of your comfort zone. I like this as well. Nothing happens until the pain of remaining the same outweighs the pain of change. So we just talked about change is uncomfortable and change is very scary. But you need to look at your life and your situation and where you are right now, whether it's your business or something personal, at home with family, whatever it may be. Are you happy and content with how things are right now? And if you are, then great. But if you are not, you've got to determine, is the pain of remaining the same where you are, where you're unhappy? What does that outweigh the pain of change? And for most people, the pain of remaining the same is worse than that fear of making those changes, however uncomfortable they are. Okay. So we talk about change isn't easy. You cannot reach your potential without pain and growth. Guys, it's been very emotional for me identifying these fears that I've had and working past them. Because it can bring up past hurt. You know, a lot of times, some people have been through things that have been really difficult. I've actually been very blessed and haven't had a very difficult life, okay? But sometimes those fears stem from situations where you've dealt with past abuse, whether it's physical or emotional, whatever it may be. You've been teased or bullied, and so you're dealing with those emotional setbacks, okay? And it's painful looking back and addressing those. You must be vulnerable and uncomfortable. It's very vulnerable to expose those emotions and those fears. I also want you to think about, you know, your legacy as far as what will people say about you when you die? What will they remember about you? And did I make a difference in anyone else's life? And in order to make a difference in someone else's life, you have to act, you have to do. You have to get out there and share. And so what are people going to remember about you? Are they going to remember someone who is positive, who is a leader, an encourager, someone who made a difference? Are you going to be someone who's stuck and set in your ways and not progressing in life? And so I know with me, I don't want to be remembered as someone who's fearful and afraid and didn't make any changes and didn't do anything with my life because I was fearful. No, I want to be someone who can make a difference for other people and my family. And that's what people remember me for, is for being compassionate and helping others. So headed uphill, I like this. So guys, we've talked about change isn't easy, and to remember that anything worthwhile is uphill. Are you going to lead your life or accept your life? Are you going to take the reins, take charge, make changes, or are you just going to accept things the way they are? And you have the power to make that decision, okay? So some of us have uphill hopes, which basically you have hopes of being a jewel in plexus, but you have downhill habits, which means that you don't do your positive affirmations, you don't take your products like you should, you don't do your IPA, you don't reach out to other people. Guess what? Like you're not gonna get uphill if you have downhill habits, okay? Some people have uphill habits, but they have downhill thinking. So they do their IPA, they reach out to other people. This was me, guys. This was me for doing my IPA. I would reach out to other people. I was going to do my IPA. I was going to put the work in, okay? But I had downhill thinking. I was not reaching out to people in a way that was bold and confident. And people can hear, they can feel that. They can hear that in your tone, whether it's a voice message or a text message. If you're being mamby-pamby and like you're not bold and confident, well, they're not going to be. Okay, so you have got to change your thinking. This is where I was, guys. Like, you're not going to meet your goals. You can put in the action that you want, like all the action, but if you don't have that positive mindset, you're not going to be able to meet those goals. So make sure that you're doing both, okay? And they're really like eye-opening thing. Most people want a downhill life, which basically means easy coasting, and they don't want to do any of the uphill battle. And guys, it is going to be an uphill battle, but that is how we learn and grow. That's what makes life worthwhile and enjoyable, okay? You can't climb uphill by thinking downhill thoughts. That's kind of what we talked about just a second ago from Zig Ziglar. And the two most important days in your life are the day that you were born and the day that you found out why. So I wanted to go back to your why, and why is this important to you? Why are you doing this? You need to start with that, and then you need to reflect and think about, okay, why is it that I'm not meeting the goals that I want to meet? And how can I take ownership of my life and my business and make those changes that I need to make? And final thoughts, this was something that was helpful to me with my fears of, I really like don't fear what other people think of me. I don't feel failure or success or anything like that. I did fear that people would think that I had selfish ambition. So I guess like in some way, I that was my fear, is what others will think of me. In general, I don't care. I'm me, and take it or leave it. But I had that huge fear that people would not see me as genuine, and that they would see me as selfish, because that's not me. And I hated the idea of anybody seeing me in a way where they thought that all I wanted was their money. Like, yes, this is a great financial opportunity, but that's not my main focus. Like, I want them to have those results as well. So time, money, and talent are all resources. Okay, guys? Money is only an issue if you don't have enough. And I want to know, are you tired of that? A lot of us are, okay? And is your checkbook restricting you from what your heart wants to do? Are there things that you want to do for your family or for your church or your community that you cannot do financially right now? Whether it is take your family on a vacation, or you may be at the point where you want to be able to tithe more, okay? Like, I can't tell you, I was talking to Mandy Delbum, another senior gold ambassador, where neither of us were as good at tithing as we were until we got into Plexus. And now that's something that we're doing very regularly, where we have that extra income and we're able to actually give back to our church the way that we should. You may want to adopt a child. Like, I don't know what your dreams are or what you want to do, but a lot of us, we have in our heart we want to do for other people. And money is a resource, okay? And so, of course, our time and our talent are as well. But this is an opportunity for you to be able to give even bigger. And so don't forget that. Get what you need to get so you can give what you need to give. And if it takes 20 years, so be it. And guys, I pray for all of you. And I know with Plexus, it won't take 20 years for you guys to meet your goals and to become a jewel. If it takes 3 to 4 years, then fabulous. Like, the only way to fail is to quit. Okay. But I really like this thought of, well, what else are you going to do in the next 20 years? Okay. So, and think about it that way, guys. 4-year career, most people who are able to make it to the top of the company can do it within a 4-year time period. What else are you going to do in the next 4 years? Okay. What else are you going to be able to do that's going to get you that kind of residual income to provide that sort of financial freedom, that wall of security around your family, and that sort of time freedom for your family? What else can you do? I mean, a lot of us in our traditional jobs, it's not going to happen. I mean, I make great money as a nurse practitioner. I do. But that, but I mean, I make enough to pay the bills, to pay off all our student loans. And, there's not a ton extra for us to be able to have all those vacations that we want to have. And certainly there's not the time freedom that our family would like to have. Okay. So that's the end. Any questions, thoughts? I want y'all to share. You can unmute yourself because I want to learn from each other. I'm going to stop sharing that so then that way we can all see each other. Hopefully that wasn't too long. It probably went way longer than I meant to. Who all is still with us? Ooh, we have 25 people. That's great.
It was awesome, Heather. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Really, really awesome. Yeah. Anybody have any questions?
Or anything? No, but I want to say thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. And yeah, anything that anybody else wants to share as far as something maybe that you have struggled with lately that you're working through, that you have found helpful, or something that you're doing now that you are seeing great success with? Anything that y'all want? I mean, because really, I love that we can all learn from each other.
Yeah, y'all share away.
Yay. If y'all don't have any questions or things that you want to share, it's okay. But yeah, it's your opportunity.
Y'all don't get off either because I'm going to do a prize here in a minute.
Okay, cool deal. Awesome.
I know you said prizes, but
you know.
That's what I like to do.
You're welcome. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much and y'all were able to get some
you did amazing. I took a ton of notes. I went to the Sonia Dudley thing and I still took a ton of notes. So
me too. Well, and Sonia did it in like 6 hours and I did it in less than an hour.
You did awesome. I think one of the most important, like I said at the beginning, I think the most important thing in this business is positive talk, positive affirmations, mindset. And one of the things I struggled with at the beginning of my business was believing in myself. I think the business, the opportunity was one of those things that was not hard for me because of the success that I had the first 5-6 weeks. And then of course the products, like I had amazing results the first 5 or 6 weeks. It was me that limited myself. Can I be good enough? Can I do this? Can I have a team of, more than 100 people, and limiting my own belief in myself, I think was the biggest setback. I mean, even though I had success. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, you can definitely not believe enough in yourself. And I think that can hold you back. And I'm a lot like you, Heather. I'm a yellow. And I'm a people pleaser to the max. And I always have been. I mean, it's just how I am. But I've gotten better. I've definitely gotten more red since I started. If that's even, I don't even know if that's even, I'm like 98% yellow, 2% red. But, I think yellows can be successful in this business. I'm just proof of that, that you can be a jewel and you can be a people person and you can want to help others. But I think that has to be your focus too. You have to want to help others enough, to be successful.
Yeah. Hey, Laura, I was going to share too, a couple things that, so, I love reading, and if we're all busy, right? Okay. And so I would buy all these great books, leadership and MLM books to read, and it'd take me 1 to 2 months to get through them. And so and I'm like, I'm not getting in my self-development like I want to. So what I did, I use Audible. It's audible.com. I have a membership and it's like $20 a month and I can get 2 credits, which is basically 2 books. And so last month I listened to the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell, which is great. I don't care what you're doing in your life. It's amazing. And guys, I like to read, I like fiction. I like stories. And so nonfiction, I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I needed to hear those things. Okay. And it really, really will help you with your mindset and how to train your mind and how to think. The other one was Failing Forward. And guys, it's a really, really short listen. So I'm sure it's a short read if you prefer to read, but everybody on this team, you need to go out right now and you need to buy Failing Forward, because I think so many people fear failure. And so it really teaches you how to get past that. Similar to that whole go for the no concept. And basically success and failure are not on a pendulum where failure is over here and success is over here. I'm going to see success, guys. I'm going to be Jewel. I don't doubt that. It may not be in the time frame that I wanted because I have failed along the way, right? I have done things that I haven't done things in the way that I should have, and I'm still going to mess up. And that's okay. But I'm going to keep picking myself right back up, and I'm going to learn from those failures and mistakes, and I'm going to keep going, okay? Because I have belief in myself and my why and this company and these products, and I'm going to keep going. And it's okay if you fail. It's okay if you mess up. The only way to truly fail is to quit. You've just got to keep going. So if y'all have not read what was it called? Failing Forward. Yeah, that's what it was, by John Maxwell. Y'all got to read that one. It's so good. And if you don't have time to read like me, get Audible. It's $20 a month. Okay, you can use it as a tax write-off for seriously.
Those are great
for self-development
books. Thank you, Heather, so much. And I don't think that you failed. I think that that God has us where we are and on our journeys for a reason. His plan and his purpose is perfect for our lives. And I don't think it's a failure. I think it's just his timing. And I think that, he has us, maybe you've been silver for 2 years. He has you there for a reason. I don't know if y'all have seen Sarah Marble's journey, but she's a diamond now. She's been in the company for 5 or 6 years, and she was a silver for a very long time. It took her a long time to develop as a person and things like that. So God definitely has you on your journey for a reason. But the thing is, like Heather said, quitting is the only way you're going to fail. So just keep pushing forward, keep doing your self-development every day, your positive affirmations, because everybody has, like Heather said, everybody has their down days. I mean, I have my down, everybody has a down day, and it's okay if you have a down day. It's how you pick yourself up that matters, so you have to pick yourself up. You have to learn how to pick yourself up. And I have to tell my kids that all the time, yeah, you're going to lose at something, or you're going to fail on a test, or, you're going to have a bad day at school, but you have to pray yourself through it and you have to get back up, and so if you've been down in your business, if things aren't going your way right now, if you feel like you're just not, moving, like Heather said, I mean, all these tips are just absolutely essential to have a successful business. I mean, change your words, change your mindset, change your thinking. And the only way that you are going to help others is to help yourself first, so if you're having a negative mindset, if you're, everything's negative, then the people that you are leading are going to be negative. I mean, it's so true. So, Heather, I just really appreciate you. You're such an amazing leader on this team. And I'm just so proud of you for stepping out of your comfort zone, coming on here, leading us. And I see big things for your future, and I'm just super, super proud of you. So thank you so much for everything.
Yay, thank you, Laura.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. I think let's see everybody said great job, of course. Yeah, Becky, I completely understand that. I'm confident, but yet not. It makes total sense. I know to us people, I'm confident in the areas I need to be confident, and I'm kind of just let God use me in the other areas that I'm not. So I pray a lot. I pray a whole lot. Oh, yeah, Heather's amazing. Okay, so I completely changed my mind on the prize. While Heather was talking about the books, I have books above me that I have yet to give away, and so I have an amazing book. It's actually one of my favorites. If you have it, and if you win, if you have it, you can give it to a team member or a friend, but it's the book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. It's one of my favorites, and probably read it twice. It's so good. But this is what I'm going to give away. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now.